Resuming workout Wednesdays. We are day 2 of the 5-day fast, and I definitely am hangry right now. Luckily, day 2 of these fasts is usually the worst. After day 2, my body just kind of becomes used to it, and it kind of becomes numb to essentially after day 2, my body starts basically becoming numb to the whole I'm hungry feeling. So, but we're still going to try to push it, even though I'm hungry. We're going 47 and a half. Three sets of 6. Not too bad. Can you hear me? I'm testing this new microphone. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Checking. Test. 1 2 1 2. Awesome. Appreciate you. All right, so, yep, day 2 of this 5-day fast, and I'm hangry, but day 2 is usually the worst. After day 2, I usually become numb to the hunger. It becomes easier. Usually the first 24 hours, definitely the worst. All right, so do 3 sets of 6. So I used to do these a number of months ago. These lives in the gym. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. You need the other one? Yeah. All right. Let's go. All right. Well, even though we're fasting, still good that we're still hitting our marks today. Oh, fuck me. You know, I've had to do this. I actually first started doing fasts in SEER school, so it's like involuntary fasts. And yeah, you quickly, one, you don't have a choice, so you get to experience the process while not having a choice. So that feels like a good way to get into fasting, whether you like it or not. But last night was definitely the worst. Like that first, like right around when you hit the 24-hour mark, and then all you want to do is just go to sleep to help get through it. So, but we're getting it in, even though I feel very tired and I'm hungry. But it's already starting to go numb to the feeling. All right, so last week we did 45 pounds. We're at 47 and a half. I go up 2.5 for each one of these. What's up, Dizzle? All right, 3 sets of 6 pull-ups. That last rep was a little questionable, to say the least, but my chin still got over it. We're still good. What's up, Adolfo Gomez? How's everybody doing today? All right, now we're gonna do 3 sets of 6 chin-ups with the same weight. My goal is to eventually find a better gym to do this at, because this gym gets a little crowded. I want to find a more of a private gym. Obviously, the goal is to eventually build your own gym. So, yeah. Plus, doing this live helps distract me from the fact that I want food right now. All right, chin-ups. And away we go. All right, probably had a little too much knee assistance on that one. What's up, Brack Shadow, baby? How you doing? All right, so, so we're getting it done. We're getting it in. Even though I do not want to be here right now at all. Whew. Man, you should have seen the excuses my mind was coming up with before I had to go to the gym. I was like, oh, you know what? I need to record a video later today. Maybe I'll just push this to next week. You know, because I made a plan to do this live today, just to test the new microphone, to test everything. Plus, I hadn't done one probably like 4 or 5 months, and my mind was trying to come up with excuses not to do it. Whew. But luckily, we're here. We're gonna suffer through it. Reggie Long, what's up, brother? Random question, but how many times a week do you run now that you're out of ISA? All right, so Thomas Wilson, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I do not enjoy running. I never have. Been pretty good at it, right? But I don't enjoy it. Never get the runner's high. But what I try to do is I run at least once a week, right? So what I do is typically, there's a million things you can train for. And I train for endurance, speed, strength, explosive power, right? And you can train that through a lot of ways. So typically I swim twice a week. I do one run, like one long distance run. And then I'll do some sort of sprint, explosive, like some sort of sprint workout. And then I cycle in all the other sort of endurance events, rowing, things like that, because I'm starting to train for high rocks. And I use that. But yeah, I only run once a week. And I only do it because I know that if I don't, it's definitely a skill that I have to keep up. But I hate running. I do, with a passion. All right, set 2 of curls, 47.5, 3 sets of 6. This is set number 2. All right, a little bit better than the first set, not gonna lie. Yeah. So, Sam Stoic storytelling. You know, I remember first seeing Sam Stoic, and I was like, that dude's pretty entertaining. I don't think I was entertaining, but screw it. Poisson. Yeah, I definitely am probably more of a balanced athlete than Mr. Sam Stoic is. Dude looks great though. He's definitely a baller. That bodybuilding, he's definitely crushing it for the next generation. And he had C-Bomb and then he got Sam Stoic. Me, I'm trying to, I want to be strong. I want to be fast. Like that's the biggest thing. Like I was a soccer player in college at 180 pounds. So that was like about 50, 60 pounds ago. And as I was getting bigger, I made sure to always work out legs and always continuously work on my explosive power. So I'm still fast. And actually, that's probably the thing I surprised the most people is like, for example, I was playing squash with some people and they were like, wow, didn't expect someone your size to move as fast as you did, right? which I take that as a nice compliment because that's something I'm trying to do. But I am actually trying to slim down a little bit. I do think I'm a little too big, especially when it comes to my horses, because being 230 pounds, probably closer to 240 right now, that sucks for the horses. I have very strong horses, but still, they're still polo horses. And the lower I am in weight, the easier it is for them to move around, so. All right. Last set. Third set, 6. 4, what is this? 47 and a half. Four. All right. 3 sets of 6, 47 and a half. Put in the book. We're marking it. All right. Now we're gonna do bent over rows. Because to be honest, it's probably the easiest thing to show and record in this gym. You can find a barbell. So this is a brand new microphone. You guys, is it coming in pretty clear? And how's the background noise? Oh my God, you look like the actor from The Umbrella. Is that the one who's like the apish person? I forget what his name was. It Luke? Did it start with a Luke? Lucas? I forget what his name was. You definitely doing 6 to 18 daily fast for 5 days, or you fucking straight 5 days? Luke Clout, I am doing straight 5 days, no calories, right? Because I actually typically do intermittent fasting. Let me reposition this for this. But no, we are officially, I think we're 38 hours without food right now. So day 2 is always the worst. It's what sucks the most. Once you get past day 2, your body becomes numb to it. All right, we're gonna warm up with 135, and then we're gonna get into it. All right, you guys let me know if my form sucks. All right, you know, as hungry as I feel, I actually don't feel too bad on the strength side of things. Yeah. So I'll get to that in a second. Check, do you use macro tracking apps? Sometimes I do. I'll be honest, I've been doing it for so long that I sometimes use tracking apps. Sometimes I just know it so well that I have a general idea which works for me. But if you're new to it and you're getting into tracking your calories and all your macros, definitely use an app for the first time, because it definitely helps if you're doing it for the first time. Luke Clout, I have 5 days when autophagy peaks at 36 to 48 hours. It's a very good question. So yes, autophagy does peak at 36 to 48 hours. And if you are doing a fast, especially if you're someone on the leaner side of things, you typically don't want to go past 72 hours, right? But I'll be honest with you guys, I've gained a little bit of belly, right? And I'm in a place where I can do an extra 2 days past the 72 hours. So go instead of 3, I do 5. That's just that's the goal I'm setting for myself is 5 days. I can only make it to 72 hours or the 3rd day, but it is the goal I'm setting for myself, and it's just kind of that particular market discipline. If I wanted to be as effective as possible, I'd probably just keep it as 3 days, but I could probably do the extra weight loss for the extra last 2 days, if that makes sense. All right. So, give me 1 second. All right. So, all right, we're going up and we're breaking out the rapacis. So, anybody doesn't know, I actually dislocated my pinky finger playing polo a couple years. I came off the horse and dislocated it, but now I can't bend it very well, and my grip isn't that great. So, if anybody knows, if you're ever doing anything that's involving your back, especially on pole days, your strength is limited by your grip strength. So it's definitely okay to get assists for your grip especially on back stuff. Whether you wear gloves or not, that's each person's own decision. Will you be putting out your training program with your training philosophy? So my training programs change. So right now I'm going through a 3-day on, 1 day off program of push, pull, legs, and I end each day with two of the events in high rocks. So I could put out like a general starting workout, but if anybody wants the coaching and stuff like that, what I'll do is I'll probably put out like a base workout, and if you guys want anything additional than that, that's where, if you guys want some additional coaching or something like that, you'll find the new link on my page now, and the new landing page, or the link in the bio, if you will. That's not too bad. So I started a Patreon, but I didn't really do much with it. So the easiest way is if you guys if you guys go to the link in my bio, there is you'll see it's like tier 1, I think it's like training with Stoic Viking Fitness. Or it might be listed as like tier 1 fitness at some point. But anyways, you can find it in the link in the bio. And I do a consultation, and then whatever that consultation is, if you want to continue on with private coaching, that consultation fee goes towards whatever training you want to do. Or if you guys just want to support the channel, become a member of the YouTube. Anything helps. Obviously I try to put out all this information for free, but I do have to time management, right? I can only do so much in a day for so many people, outside of me putting out the information for free, as far as like everything the channel's about. So I do have to, at some point, if you want additional like one-on-one stuff, unfortunately I got to charge a little bit of money, because time is money, and I only got so much of it each day. All right. All right. One more of those. Yeah, I have been drinking so much water. I've been combining water, and I've got like a little bit of lemon juice, and then I have a bunch of what is it? It's not Himalayan salt. It's like the Celtic sea salt. I throw that in there with my giant my thing of water. So I've got Celtic sea salt and some lemon juice to kind of help this whole process, if you will. What is my normal diet? So the easiest way to put it is I try to hit 240 grams of protein a day. You know, there's so many carbs and so many fats that go along with that, and I try to stay under about 3,300 calories a day. So my BMR is about 3,300 to 3,500. So like this upcoming week after I finish this fast, I'm gonna try to be at 3,000 calories a day and hope to maintain that. But each person is different, right? And there's guidelines for BMR, but you kind of have to test it and then watch your weight, and then you can figure out essentially what your BMR is, which is your basal metabolic rate, which is how much your body burns calories at rest. All right, third set. All right. Yeah, that's a good point. Talking about food while fasting sucks. Thanks, Lukek. But you know what? I guess it distracts me in a way. At least I'm talking. And less, I'm still thinking about food, but you know, whatever. You guys are just helping me to be more disciplined. You know? Shit sucks. Somebody may yell at me for putting these weights here. All right, let's get to the other machines before this gym gets too crowded. All right, let's move to pull downs. I was about to ask where my phone is, but I'm holding it. This is how dumb I get in the gym. We're gonna use this one. It's out of people's way. Oh. Actually, we're gonna use a single cable. Those double cables. We'll clear that lens. I think I touched it. I can't tell if it's the lighting or not. What protein am I eating? Mostly I try to get, probably the most is chicken. Actually steak, probably is the most I eat. Salmon, and then chicken are probably my three main ones. And then I supplement with protein shakes. But I try to get majority of my protein out of food, because you get a lot of the macros and a lot of the micronutrients that your body needs that you don't necessarily get out of just taking protein shakes. So it's always better to try to get as much protein out of your normal food. All right, let me see if you guys can see this. Oh, I gotta change. Changing bars. All right. Oops. Not that I don't like these particular apparatuses. It's not what I'm training for. I'm training for a wide grip right now. All right. So last time we were in here, we did 210. So we're gonna do 205, 210. All right. Yeah, if you can't, it's obviously you want to get your protein as much as you can from the natural sources, but if you have to get them through supplementation, that's fine too. It's better that you hit the protein goal than not get it at all, if it will. All right, so 3 sets of 6, 215. All right, hopefully my form doesn't suck on this. It's not too shabby. I'm gonna turn the camera a little bit so you can lean back a little bit more. Lay down the dog. What's up, brother? So for anybody who doesn't know, so I just hired a media company, and if you guys have seen like the last, obviously you've been seeing a lot of the shorts that have been coming out. They look a lot better. They do some pretty decent AI with it, and then my long form videos that are coming out now have like the intros, have the little Stoic Viking bump, and it's just like overall better quality. So, and the plan is to do 3 lives a week, one on Monday, kind of similar to what I did yesterday, where we'll cover a subject. We'll do polls each week, because a lot of people wanted me to talk about selection, which is why we did the live about selection yesterday. And then Friday, we'll go over some of the current events. But obviously some of that shit gets stale, and then we can talk about some other stuff that a lot of people are asking for. A lot of people have been asking me recently about how to be the gray man, how to, someone who looks like me, how to be an alias and blend in Middle Eastern countries, which it is more difficult the way that I look, but it's not impossible. And there are techniques that I used for years, and I'll talk about that. Possibly on Friday. Set number 2. All right. The only thing I've seen is maybe get forearm extension. Probably not wrong. Just found your channel on 15 and I've gotten interested in the stuff that you and others talk about. Well, Lukek, I appreciate that, brother. If you have any questions, feel free to ask whatever you want. Obviously, I try to answer any questions that you guys have to the best of my ability, to the best of my knowledge. And if I don't know something, I will tell you I don't know it, because there's a lot that I don't know. Remember, that's an important skill. You don't know what you don't know. And the only thing that's more dangerous than somebody who doesn't know anything is somebody who doesn't but claims they do. So, food for thought. Think about that. Man, I'm not gonna lie. My hunger pains have started to go away. So, this is off, and honestly, a bit of an awesome distraction. So, because we are at, what time is it now? Yeah, we're probably about 39 hours fasted right now, so not too shabby. Terry Williams, hey brother, I'm kind of new to your channel. What area of the US are in? I live in and around Washington, D.C. So mainly I spend most of my time outside of Washington, D.C. in the Northern Virginia area. So, but yeah, basically around Washington, D.C. All right, set number 3. And we are gonna go aim for as Mr. Rack Shadow pointed out, we're gonna go full arm extension. We're gonna stop cheating around here. Because cheating is for bitches. And we're trying not to be a bitch. Because I'm trying not to. Look, full arm extension. All right, that was like 5.5 reps. All right, now we're gonna do single arm rows. All right, now we need a handle. All right. So I don't know if you guys do these, but if you're doing seated rows, I have found that the single arm version is far superior. Because one, when you use this device, maybe not this one in particular, but the ones that are here, you can only go so far, right? But with the single arm, all right, I'm gonna do it like this. So for the single arm, right? Wish I could do it like this. So single arm, I can go a little bit farther, and I'm also contracting my core at the same time because I have to hold this side still. So if you guys haven't done single arm seated rows, they're by far superior to the seated ones using an apparatus that holds both hands. Biscuit Crusader. What are your main protein sources? Not going to the gym, just doing a body weight phase to prepare joints. Live with my parents and mainly eat what my mom makes me. Everything seems super expensive. You know, there's a lot of different things out there. The cheapest one is probably always going to be chicken. And it's probably the highest protein to calorie source, has the lowest calories for that low of protein. So yeah, chicken's probably the easiest. And you want to get your target body weight in protein. So it's completely fine if you're just doing body weight stuff at home, as long as you are challenging yourself, getting some sort of resistance, whether it's, you know, how many times can I challenge how many push-ups I do, things like that. You can definitely make gains without a gym. Sometimes you have to be more creative how you're gonna push yourself. How to increase when unable to even small amounts. So if you can't increase weights, there's two methods, right? If you every time you try to jump up weight, all right, let me get into the next set. All right, I think we're at I think we're at 80 pounds today for this thing. Yeah, let's do 80. Actually, that's not 80. That's 75. All right. So 3 sets of 6, just because my pinky sucks. Let it extend all the way. Keep the core tight. Do no swinging. All right, left arm, 3 sets of 6. I think that was 6, unless I miscounted. Anyways, how to increase weights when unable to to even small amounts. So if you're trying to increase weight and you can't hit it, the target reps of that weight, there's two methods. One, increase reps. So for example, say you were doing a weight at 3 sets of 6, right? And every time you try to jump up weight, you failed. Just start going up reps, right? And then that be your goal, how to push yourself. And then if you can't, if that still doesn't work, that means you hit sort of a plateau. And the best way to do it is to go back down, sort of like 10 to 20% of the weight, probably like 10%. Depends what, 10 to 20%, and then work your way back up to it. And I guarantee you'll punch through that plateau that you've created for yourself. I live in around Chicago. There's lots of jigs out here, bro. I've actually been to Chicago a couple times. Actually, one of my closest friends lives in Chicago, and I've been out there too, visited him a couple times. Last time I was there was actually for St. Patty's Day, which was cool. How many times a week should we lift? At a minimum, 3. If you work out 40 minutes to an hour 3 times a week, that's just like 3 hours or 2 hours and 20 minutes out of a week. You're gonna make gains. All right, second sip. All right. Whip that a little bit. I also need to stop mouth breathing. That's 2. I'm a bitch and I don't lift when I fast. When I started fasting this week, trust me, I wanted to be like, oh, this should be the week that I take everything off, right? That way to make it easier. And I'll be honest, it seems like it makes it easier, but it doesn't. I'll give you 2 reasons why. One, what's the point of going on a fast, right? You want to burn as much body fat as possible. And you're going to do that by going to the gym. And then also too, if you're just sitting at home doing other things that aren't distracting you, like going to the gym, you're going to think about your hunger and food more than you would. So I'm in the gym, and yes, that sucks. And I may not be able to push as much as I usually do. We're still activating the muscles. We're burning additional calories, and I'm keeping my mind off the fact that I'm hungry. So it actually works. It's like a win-win. If you knew just getting in 3 days a week until you get used to lifting on schedule. Yep, 3 days is what I recommend for any new beginner. Like right now, I'm training my girlfriend, and we've got her on and she's never really been in the gym for her entire life, and she's on a 3-day-a-week program, and she's crushing it right now. Finally doing a YouTube live that I can learn something about, loving this. Alan Soleil, appreciate you, brother. All right, let's go for set number 3. All right. Turn a little bit. You can see that right arm. Keep the core. To go over that full scapular retraction. And if you can, hold to the top if you want to extra punish yourself. What else do you do for back? That's actually it for the back portion of pull. What time is it? I might actually have to cut this workout a little short to go work on it, because I have to go work. I still have to work the horses today. All right. All right. Let's see what time it is. Oh, you know what? I've got a phone that can tell me what time it is. So it's 3:40. Okay, you got about 20 minutes. All right. You know what? I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna finish this off. One second. Let me collapse this bullshit. Sorry. I apologize. All right. All right. So I'm also not trying to put this camera in everybody's face. Yeah. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna knock out. We're just gonna do Stairmaster. All right. Technically, I'm cutting out the bicep portion of my workout, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm actually having some pain in my wrists where I turn the, for the bicep stuff. So I'm actually taking a little bit of a break, not necessarily from doing biceps. Obviously, I did it when we were still hitting curls. Wait, can I speak? Okay, so I'm still hitting arms, you're doing other things. I'm still hitting when we're doing the weighted chin-ups, but yeah, I'm having a little bit of wrist issues, and I'm actually trying to train that, but I'll do that on a different day because I still have to go to work the horses today. So let's pop this puppy up. All right, let's go down to questions. Ooh, bad pinky projections. That's a severe hindrance for competing, sir. Well, it is what it is. You know, it's my idiot self who fell off the horse, and I'm the idiot so I'm nobody to blame for why I have a dislocated pinky that will no longer close anymore because of my own fault. But it makes the rest of my grip have to be that much stronger. So it is what it is. I can't really change it. I've tried doing physical therapy. It just doesn't close very well. Let's see. All right, let's speed it up. All right. Whew. Beef to munchies. Let's see. Michael C. Hall been bulking. You know, it's funny. You're definitely not the first person that told me that I look like Dexter. What's the simple routine to pack on muscle? The quickest way, if you're beginners, is one you want to concentrate on, like I said, 3 days a week. Well, it depends how much time, but at a minimum 3 days a week, and concentrate on compound movements. I would say for your chest, incline dumbbell bench press. For your legs, your quads, squats. For if you want to grow a butt, get that glute in, get that big booty hoe. Glute bridges are big. Back, you know, there's some argument about deadlifts. I personally used to do deadlifts quite a bit. I kind of stay away from them because I can target my back without getting into deadlifts. It's just the risk to reward ratio of deadlifts. Just I don't do it. And I've been hurt doing deadlifts, so. How do I get myself to eat more? Well, so there's a couple different ways, but mainly just you gotta kind of force feed yourself. I had to, that's how I did it. But there's other things like using types of things that are weight gainers. Wow, Don too. What's up, man? How you doing, brother? Go to a buffet. In my experience, nobody has a problem getting their money's worth. Definitely. How much do you weigh? So when I weighed myself last night, I was 241 pounds, right? Last year around this time, I was about 225. So as soon as I'm done with the fast, I'm going to ease back into my diet and then try to lose the remaining weight over the next like 4 months. So if today you pull, the others squat and push again, yeah. For right now, I've got in a few weeks I'll finish this program, and then I'm actually going to move to a 4-day on, 1 day off program that includes an ab day, a complete ab day, and which will free me up for some other room to do more high rock stuff. Curls for the girls, or buys for the guys. We say tries for the guys. Curls for the girls and tries for the guys. Whew. Ooh. Actually feeling a little bit of pain in my left knee right now. Sucks getting old. Find a program you like. 80% of building muscle is getting to the gym. 100%. Look, going to the gym for 5 minutes is better than not, right? Even if just, and the best part is once you get to the gym, you're already here. You know, you're more inclined to continue working out. But if you just set out and say you only got 15 minutes, go get 15 minutes. You'll be way better than doing nothing. Plus, it helps to build consistency. Whew. Yeah. Yeah. This is your state. I would stay away from deadlifts, my personal opinion. And actually, it actually doesn't help you to build that big of a back. More like Viking princess. Hey, you think I'm pretty enough to be a princess? Thank you, brother. Whew. All right, 4 minutes left. I know there's some more exercise. Would you do any trap bar? I know it's a safer alternative. I just honestly stay away from deadlift in general. What I do is actually do Romanian deadlift, but that's for the glutes, right? And my hamstrings. Yeah, my hamstrings. So other than that, I do bent over rows, pull-ups. Yeah, so most of the things I do for legs work my lower back. Glute bridges, my squats, those work my lower back. I honestly don't need deadlifts to work my lower back. If you want to do deadlifts, there's nothing wrong with it, right? And obviously trap bar is the safest form of it, but it is what it is. So the most important part is push yourself and don't get injured. Like last year, I set out to build actually a bigger butt because in my family, have all this size, but I looked fucking flat as a board on the backside. And I started doing all sorts of glute exercises. Not only did my glutes increase in size, other related exercises got better as well. Squats, a lot of anything involving my lower back got better. Whew. All right, 2 minutes left. Whew. All right, after this, we're gonna go see the horses. This has been raining here all week, and they have not been worked in almost the entire week. Fuck, I'm hungry though. But we're gonna drown ourselves in water and suck it up. But man, is my mind going to it? But we control them thoughts, right? Or at least what we do about it. Flo, appreciate you. Thank you for the $5. All right, 1 minute left. Hey, and I appreciate everybody's support. Like I said earlier in the live, I was making every excuse not to come do this today. You know, when the second day is the worst part of the fast. And I was coming up with reasons. But we said, screw it, we're here, all right? So I'm proud of myself. And you guys are just making it that much more worth it being in here with me. So I appreciate you guys. 30 seconds. You need to stop being a bitch. Ooh. All right, 20 seconds. Ooh. Almost fell there. Ooh. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2. Don't do that. Forgot to hit the off button. Ooh. 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 All right. I'm gonna walk out to the car. Ooh. All right. Well, that's annoying. I hate this shit. All right. All right. Whew. Fuck. All right. Not too horrible. We have 53 minutes. Not everything we wanted to get in, but we got majority of it. We advanced in our pull-up, chin-up, weighted. We advanced in almost everything. And we got our 10 minutes on the Stairmaster. Overall, let's call that a win. And it just rained for a week. And now the sun is out about that. Man. All right. I can tell you, there's hunger pains, but they're not as bad as they were last night. Man, I tell you that first, or that 24 hour to 36 hour mark, that's when the hunger pains hit you the hardest. And if you get through that, your body just basically becomes numb. It gets easier. So, all right, well, I'm gonna go see the girls, go see my 4-legged monsters, and I will talk to you guys later. Appreciate all of you.